You wish you had a Lakers hat.
Yeah. Yeah, I know they nearly baited. Calm down. But yeah,
But
maybe.
hold on. So let me get this straight. 1 minute, or rather, one episode. Playing bound, baby. Playing bound. The next minute, I'm happy.
Yeah, you didn't
I
get
wish I
to
had a Lakers hat.
you didn't get to let me finish, man. You didn't get to let me finish. The Lakers, they still baited. Well, like they still baited. It's over. They still playing game bound, bro. Like, don't worry about that. They still playing game bound. It's just that, like, the Nuggets are 4 seed bound now too. That's what it is.
Fourth seed bound.
Because when the Clippers win tomorrow or win later, oh wait, dang it. Well, anyway, he's going to have to say it anyways. But when the Clippers win against whoever they're playing tonight, it's going to be over.
So, and what if the Clippers lose?
Then the Nuggets got the 3rd seed for sure, guaranteed.
There's like 8 games left.
I don't know. I'm just talking.
Yeah, I know. Do that a lot.
I know I do.
But I mean, yeah, the Lakers put up a good performance. I can't lie. They looked like they was about to run away within that fourth quarter.
Yeah, yes, they did. But
3 letters. MPJ.
a big second half by him. A big second half. What a way to come back. What a way to come back after struggling in that first half.
Yeah, MPJ. I told you, he even had himself a great year. He's just not getting talked about as much because he's playing with the MVP this year.
Well, yeah, man. And let's be honest. When I look at MPJ, we tend to forget how it's crazy how a team like the Nuggets really got him.
Yeah.
Because coming into the draft, the year that he was drafted, going into that draft, he's supposed to be probably a part of
a bum.
Yeah.
No, he had potential. He was the reason why he got. I know what you're about to say. The reason why he got drafted late because of his injury.
Yeah. Yep. The injury set him back. People got scared, but it's just like, they talk about taking risks, right? And they talked about this talent so many times. Like, how would you? I feel like other teams want teams that were like, really bad anyway, we're going to treat him poorly. So
yep, like the Knicks.
Yep. So I'm kind of happy that he's with Denver, but it's just like,
Me too.
how could you not take the risk or somebody who you guys speak so highly of?
Because we got Kevin Knox. Wait, let's make sure. Was Kevin Knox drafted in that class?
I believe so. Was that class 2017, right? 2017 or 2018?
2018.
2018. Oh. Uh-oh.
Which was Aiton. Damn, I didn't know I forgot he was part of this class.
So this is gonna be a stack draft class, huh?
Oh yeah, but I was still right though. Kevin Knox. really unbelievable. The Knicks could have got. Just listen to the names right after Kevin Knox, who was drafted 9th. 10th, Mikal Bridges.
Yep, that kind of been a valuable piece for you guys.
11, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. 12, Miles Bridges. 13, Jerome Robinson. No, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. It's just,
You just saying, okay, we didn't take him. That's good. That's all.
No, it's just that not really, doing.
The best.
Yeah, he's not really doing the best. It's still time on his career, but actually, I want to save a topic like that in the future.
Yeah.
And number 14, Michael Porter Jr.
Himself.
He went 14. He's playing better than a lot of the players that are ahead of him.
Yep. Yes, he is, and he's a part of a great situation in Denver. So you can't even hate on that. But yeah,
Like
going
Mo
back
Bamba.
to
Sorry.
now, you look, Sheck West Shot made a song about MPJ instead of Mo Bamba, huh? But yeah, but MPJ is having just like what you alluded to. He had a great game and he's having a great season for sure, and he's continuing to show that potential that everybody was talking about. That's that offensive play style everyone was so hype about seeing when he was first drafted whatsoever. And like, you've seen the impact he's having on this team, especially with Jamal Murray out. This is more of his time to shine now.
Yeah. And he's been shining. He's been shining. And I feel like the role players need to step up as well. And they have been. I mean, Campazzo, he's been doing his thing in the absence of Murray. And I mean, they had PJ Dozier, and they need him to step up. Even though he didn't really do much this game, but he needs to step up with the absence of Martin.
Yeah.
But all in all, you can relax a little bit when you have Nikola Jokic playing on your team, because you still have Jokic.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not even gonna say it, but he's the front runner for MVP. He's front runner for MVP.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say currently.
Yeah, sorry, Embiid. If you just never missed any games, it's unfortunate because it was out of your control. But if you just didn't miss any games, you still won the battle. But I think Jokic got you on this one, man. I'm sorry.
What about Curry?
Well, we talked about Curry's still in the conversation, but we talked about a dude who's now the eighth seed now. I think Golden State bumped up.
Did they? I think they did.
Yeah, I believe they bumped up now.
We talked about it a little bit later. Yeah.
Yes, but you have to have really stand out in a specific way, in a specific way, in order to be that low and get MVP. Like, like for example, we talk about Westbrook and the history that he made, hence why he got his MVP. Not saying that, of course, if he wasn't making history and he had that stat line and stuff whatsoever.
We'll get to Westbrook later on. Don't worry.
Yeah, but like, it's just like, as great as Stephen Curry is, and as much as he's standing out this season, or I'm willing this team, it's just like, there's no true great story behind it or anything for him to truly get MVP. When you just look at it all, it's just better candidates right now, such as Jokic.
I feel like it really just comes down to the team playing. If his team was like the 6th seed or the 7th seed, his team was a 7th seed, he might have had even more of a strong argument, because the numbers that he's putting up is ridiculous. But let's actually talk about the winners here. Yeah, you're flip flopping, playing bound. You're playing bound. You said there was playing bound. You said that.
I still claim that they're playing bound. Yes, I still claim that they're playing bound. That's a hot take, right? They're playing bound.
That's your hot take. I think he's just doing that just to get under the skin of Lakers fans.
No. But hey, man, we talk about one superstar struggles as of recently. Well, he didn't have no struggling tonight. He didn't have no struggling tonight at all. AD, he looked good from beginning till the end.
Literally.
Literally, he was straight up balling, cooking. He was cooking, like, he was going at it with Jokic, of course. You love to see those two guys go at it whenever they get the opportunity. And he was keeping up with his team, and he basically, along with other factors, gave this Lakers team some life within this game. Like, the Lakers have been struggling ever since getting everybody back, even though they didn't have everybody this game, of course. And he knew that he's been not playing his best, of course.
Yeah.
He needed a way to get back to it. And what a great way to get back to it with them playing against the Nuggets and one of the best bigs in the league in Jokic, right? And that's what he's doing. He was getting to business.
Yep, and he did get to business. He was putting in work.
Mm-hmm.
He was putting in work. It was nice to see that from AD.
Yes, it was.
It really was, and to that point, we had that big block on Campazzo to really seal the deal, end the game. So I like to see. They also ended up ending the Nuggets winning streak with their win and a much needed win that they needed. Oh, because the Lakers have really been struggling lately.
Yes, they need this win. And again, let's be honest. As great as that's happening that they got this win, they nearly coughed it up. They had a big, like, I'm not gonna say a big lead, but they had a comfortable lead, of course. But no lead is comfortable in the NBA nowadays. But they had a good lead in which they felt like, as if, just like what you said before, they looked like they were going to run away with it. And then PJ and the Nuggets started to make that comeback, and it started to look less of like, it started, the light started to get more dim. It started to get more dim. And I'm not gonna lie, even though I picked the Nuggets to win, I was starting to root for the Lakers, and then I saw that and I was like, oh man, here we go again.
The Lakers. Root for the Lakers. Don't root for them. You on the hate train now.
What hate train?
Hate train? What you mean? With all the other with all the other LeBron haters.
I just said that they're playing bad. That's all I said. I ain't say anything hateful.
You on the hate train with LeBron haters and Celtics fans. Because Lakers.
But I ain't say anything hateful though. But hey.
Oh, Clippers fans as well.
Well, the Clippers kind of deserve it. But yeah, this Lakers team, man, they had it going. They had a lot of strides, especially in that second quarter. And that, are you okay?
I don't know. It is pouring down here.
Yeah, it's pouring.
It's raining over there.
Mm-hmm.
The hell?
I didn't even expect that.
It's weird. Like, the hell? Steph Curry outside?
Yeah. Well, join buckets.
Why do you say that now? Why does he say that? That's such a corny line.
Hey, man, they finding freedom in buckets, man.
Joy in buckets? Like, come on. I couldn't come up with something better.
What, like We Believe? We Believe Part 2. We Believe Part 2.
No, they can't duplicate that. That was just something legendary. That was something legendary. I'm enjoying buckets. I mean, it's better than mine in basketball, but they could have found something better.
Yeah, they could have.
But I mean, yeah, let's transition to Curry now. I mean, I talked enough about the Lakers.
Yeah,
a big win for them, snapping the Nuggets win streak. But yeah, the Warriors. I mean, the Pelicans really trying to fight. They're really trying to fight to get in the play-in. It's not happening though. It's looking dimmer and dimmer as the day go by. And last night, their killer was Stephen Curry.
No, their killer was Stephen Curry in playing defense. That's what it was.
Yeah, true. I mean, and it's not just Curry. I mean, he did a lot, and he was putting up buckets as well. But I mean, when the whole team got it going, and the bench is playing for the fourth quarter,
there's nothing you could really do.
Yeah. And this is why I say I really think Curry should really be like in the conversation heavily for the MVP. Because the things that he's just doing is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, where those haters that said that he wasn't doing anything? No Clay, no Durant, no Curry needed all that help. He's not gonna be doing anything. Double team and triple team. He's pulling from 30, getting double team.
Yes, he is. Well,
people thought he was like, what? I don't understand. What people think he just won MVP off a whim.
Well, like, you know, the man
Assistant
has been
player.
lucky. Well, the man has been lucky in his career, you know what I mean?
Oh my
But
god.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Yeah, but people has been like, I feel like people was coming in with these negative perceptions before the season even got back into play. And then when it got back into play and they saw how, like, you know, again, Curry, like, you know, was struggling within those first stretches of games, then the people started to make that kind of feeling, saying, oh, it's going to be a tough year for the Warriors. Well, it is a tough year for the Warriors, but they're going to feel like it was going to be a tough year for Stephen Curry, this, that, da, da, da. But Curry, like, just they alluded to it so many times. Curry's one of the most toughest people in the league. Nothing faces that dude, no matter what it is. And when you're a
Yeah.
great scorer, you're gonna find some way to get over the hump. And let me tell you something: you got a chopper like Stephen Curry, nothing bothers you. Nothing bothers you, and that's what he's continuing to do. He with that chopper, that handle, and most importantly, man, let's talk about it. The way he moves without that ball is the way he gets space without the ball in his hands and everything is just so deadly. It keeps the defense at bay because it's tricky. You just don't know what to truly honestly do.
No. Once he passes half court, or once he steps on the half court line, you got to check him.
Exactly.
Whether he has the ball or doesn't. You got to give him 110% of your attention at all times.
And you want to know what? Yeah, go on, my bad. Go on.
It is real quickly. And even if you do that, he's still going to end up cooking.
Exactly. And you know what? Even if they do that, even if the opposing team does that, he's cooking you. And as a result, you focusing on your attention on him, it leaves up better opportunities for other guys around him. And that's what happened in this game too. So you see, now you got to deal with the fact of that happening. If it's a different story if the others don't have it going, but the Warriors had it going. They had it going from deep, and you could clearly see it because whenever they focused all the attention solely on Curry, things started to open up for them. And whenever they had wide open shots, they took advantage and they converted. It went in for them. And the Pelicans couldn't do nothing about it. And this thing I'm talking about with their defense. It's just like, you know, whenever they scored and you felt like they had an opportunity to get some kind of spark, you just couldn't get it done on the defensive end. And as a result,
It's just so, man, Pelicans, it really is disappointing from time to time watching them play.
yeah.
But you mentioned the Warriors, yeah. Curry getting playing a little decor that had Andrew Wiggins, he got it going.
Yes.
And when Curry's having off ball, who's the guy making plays? Or when Curry's off bench, who's the guy on the court making plays? That's Draymond.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done an exceptional job this year doing that.
Yep.
I feel like Draymond gets a lot of hate. Some warranted, some not. But he is really great at what he does in terms of his role. Whether that's him being a defender or him being a passer.
Well, he's the greatest playmaker to ever live over Magic Johnson. You know what I mean? And like, you know, that's a connection.
And the greatest defender ever lived. Well, as well.
Yeah, he does it all. He does it all except for score the basketball, which is astounding to me. Really astounding. Like, you know, better than Magic, better than Stockton, better than all those guys. You know what I mean? All those great playmakers.
Better than Hakeem, better than Jordan, better than Kobe.
Better than Kawhi, man. He's
better than Mark Eaton.
Yeah, man. He's the most impactful on this team. Let me stop. But like, yeah.
Better than Ben Wallace.
Yep, better than Ben Wallace. But like, you know, his
Robin. Sorry.
Nah, you good. His play style, it could do wonders for a team that's oriented offensively like this. And it's amazing because you could clearly see how much of a benefit he is with a team like this. Just playmaking, facilitating, getting people in the right spots, like, you know, making the right plays every second, making the right pass at the right opportune time. He he is just great at doing things. Except for, let me not. He is a he is above average at doing certain things other than scoring the basketball that could impact the game from beginning to end, which you don't see from a lot of guys. Just believe. Let's just be honest here. You don't see a lot of
Yeah.
guys who are impacting the game on all levels who are not a scorer.
Yeah. You really don't.
So
It's really rare, the things that he does.
exactly. So you got to give him a lot of love for that. A lot of love.
Yep. And I mean, Draymond's someone who doesn't score the basketball a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about someone who does score the basketball a lot, or someone who has been scoring the basketball a lot throughout his entire career. One of the greatest scorers we've ever seen play this game, Carmelo Anthony. I mean, just 2 years ago, he was out the league.
Mm-hmm.
Really out the league. That man really couldn't get a job. Carmelo Anthony. I know everybody talks about it now that he's playing and he's been doing well for the Blazers, but it should really be talked about until he retires. The man did not play basketball for a year. Carmelo Anthony, because of how he was treated in Houston in that system,
Mm-hmm.
and it couldn't get it going, and all the weird things going on in Houston with all that system and how they wasn't utilizing him well.
Yeah. And wait, go on, finish. My bad.
And they cut him after he put up like 26, and then he was blackballed, couldn't get a job.
Yeah.
People had the audacity saying that he really couldn't be on the team.
It's crazy. Look, it's crazy to me, right? Because it's just like, it's not even just the Houston situation. People felt like what they saw in OKC, especially with that playoff situation in which he didn't play up to par, and they used that and they connected it to the Houston whole thing, and then say, "Oh, he's out of it." The last time I remember, this dude is still getting buckets better than majority of the players in the league. One of the best pure scorers in the game
of all time,
in the game and of all time.
Yep.
Just straight up balling, and you telling me that there's legit guys who are way more valuable than this dude?
Yep, that's what they were telling you. That's what they was telling.
Say it with me. Casuals. CASUAL. Casuals. That's a bunch of BS that they were talking. Those are people who really look at numbers and say, "Oh, this dude is better than this guy."
It was the analytics with Melo. That's what messed them up in Houston. They looked at the analytics, look at the stats, and on paper, it didn't look eye-popping.
Exactly. And that's what they doing to a lot of guys. There again, this is what I'm talking about. People are nowadays ignoring the eye test, see who's truly an impactful play from execution and watching them and going to the numbers. It's not just Melo, they did that too. They did that with they tried to do that with Rondo a little bit to take him out. But then you could obviously the moment he joined the Lakers to see what happened to them, you see how impactful he is. They doing that with Rudy Gay a little bit because they talk about the fact of how Rudy Gay isn't really much the best in certain moments because of the numbers or what the numbers show whatsoever. But Rudy Gay, last time I remember, he could still put up buckets for you. They do that with so many guys, and it's just like you just don't know why. I really don't know why they do that because it's just like this game was not made up on numbers.
It wasn't.
And numbers will never tell the whole story about somebody's true impact on the game.
You're 100% right. I 100% agree with you. It's a shame. People got to really view, they really got to watch the game and look, the eye test really matters.
Mm-hmm.
And once you watch the games and once you see the players, you realize that what you see with your eyes is what different on paper in terms of the stats.
Exactly.
And what I see right now is your camera is dirty, so you might want to clean it. So yeah, that's better. Melo now top 10 all time in scoring, passing Elvin Hayes. So yeah, much appreciated to Melo, one of the greatest scores we ever see. Unfortunately, that didn't come in a win.
Yeah, it didn't come in a win, and and it's crazy because this kind of been a felt good story for him. But hey, still history. It's still history regardless. You know what I mean? This Hawks
Yeah.
team played. Look, it was a duel to the end. It was a duel to the end until the Hawks start to make up that separation within the fourth quarter, and they just basically took it from there. But but both of these teams are going at it offensively. You talk about Dame, you talk about CJ, you talk about Trey, you talk about Gallinari, you talk about Bogdanovich, a bunch all those names I just listed right there. A bunch of bucket getters, shooters.
Yeah.
So don't get much better than that.
And yeah, and the Hawks, I mean, they can play really great basketball. From a lot of the time. And last night it was Trey Young, it was Bogdanovich, it was Gallinari, and they just came out, picked up this win, snapped the Blazers winning streak. Both two winning streaks snapped.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about this star of the night. Let's you want to talk about casuals talking about criticizing someone's game.
Mm-hmm.
This man, he might be the most disrespected player of the past decade.
Yeah. Yes. But does he care?
No, he doesn't, and he shouldn't.
He
And
should.
he proves, a lot of people they love to criticize players and they love to hate on players because of the flaws they have.
Mm-hmm.
And critiquing them is fine, because every basketball player in history has a flaw,
Yeah.
something that they're not good at. Sometimes they don't show up in big moments. Sometimes they mess up in certain situations. Sometimes they don't work out in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
Those are flaws. They get criticized for that. That's fine. But the way that people criticize this man's name and drag him down and bring him down and hold him down from time and time and time again is just so crazy to me and so disrespectful. Russell Westbrook, he will go down. He is already going down as one of the greatest point guards, players we've ever seen. He's one of the greatest athletes we've ever seen. He's one of the greatest passers we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the greatest attackers and finishers we've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Like how he is taking that torch of Mr. Triple Double that Oscar Robertson had.
Yeah.
He's taking that torch, put it on, the Olympics, they had that big flame.
Yeah.
Put it on that flame, pick up the entire thing and hold it up. That's what he has done with these triple doubles. It is ridiculous. And last night, on an amazing performance, 14 points, 20 rebounds, and 20 assists. This is something like Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah, man. Oh man. Man, this is just like what you said, man. He has received critiquing, just like what you said, critiquing is understandable, but there's a difference between critiquing a player and looking at his flaws and what he can improve on, and just straight up simply just
Yeah.
hating, talking about this, that, casual stat padding whatsoever. And I'm not gonna lie, there was that one game that you showed me.
Oh yeah, that was really bad.
But
we didn't have to mention that now. We didn't have to mention
yeah,
that.
yeah, you're right. But it's something that you allude to that I'd really like to go into when it comes to this casual talk. People love to point out people's negatives, always state the flaws and whatsoever and just start bashing them for it instead of doing this, appreciating greatness within the moment.
Yes.
Something that they just do not really want to cherish, which is a problem because it's just like, when it's all said and done, because they did it with all the greats. They did it with MJ. They did it with Kobe. They're doing it with LeBron right now. And but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, when they retire and they go out the game, no matter how much bad, you're going to end up missing those players because of how much they have impacted the game and how much they have transcended the game in so many ways. And Westbrook will go down as one of those top guys who people hated on, but when it's all said and done, when it's over with, he will be one of those top guys who people will miss and appreciate. And that's what people need to start doing. Appreciate it now, because eventually he's not going to be able. Let's not say this because the way he's suffered through so much and he's still been able to play at this high level, so it's crazy. But it's going to be a time where he's going to eventually retire from this game. And you're going to look back and look at all the numbers, and then just watch the games and watch him specifically and see his way that he's playing and stuff. And going to be like, man, was he legendary? Was he great? Was he that talented? He was really that good. Like, man, I really miss watching him play. So cherish it now, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going to eventually have to come to an end.
Yeah, I just agree. Russell Westbrook, one of the greatest players I've ever seen with my own eyes. The things that he does is just ridiculous. Things that he did last night was just ridiculous. Credit, the Pacers defense was terrible. Terrible. Like dog shit, terrible. Like atrocious. Ridiculous.
Oh, well, man, look
at shit.
You know what this game has told me? Another high-scoring game, right? But you know what this game has told me? It told me something about Indiana. I know they got Miles Turner and stuff like that, even though he's out. But I think they have shifted to more of an offensive-orientated team than defensively. Still a little bit slow pace compared to other teams in the league, but there's not really much to finish you can name on that team except for you could say Sabonis is a capable defender, but I look at him more offensive than defensive, of course.
And when you think of defenders, I think of TJ McConnell.
TJ McConnell and Miles Turner. Those are really, and most of them to me are just like offensive base. Karras, Sabonis, Doug McDermott. When he comes back, TJ Warren.
Brogdon's pretty good on defense.
Brogdon. Yeah, Brogdon is a good defender, but Brogdon is more of like, he's almost like an all around. He could do it from multiple ways.
Yeah.
And I'm missing somebody else. I know I'm missing somebody else.
The holidays?
Yeah, the holidays and stuff like that. Like, all of those guys, they're like outside of two of them, is just like, all those guys are offensive based. And I think this is a good thing for Indiana in a way, though, because of the fact this league is more offensive oriented anyway. You can't really be much on defense, but defense is still highly valued, of course. Not saying that, but offensive is where it is. And that's what they're shifting to, and that's what I like to see. So, even though their defense was terrible, let's talk about their offense because their offense was great. Karis LeVert was dropping buckets, doing what he does. We know how he is, of course. Sabonis is doing what he does, double.
Yeah, Sabonis had a monster night.
Yeah, so it's just like it's just that I feel like they have now made a shift in a way in terms of their thing. That's what this game told me. And past recent games.
Yep, but they might shit right out into Cancun. So, because the Wizards couldn't be stopped, Russell Westbrook couldn't be stopped, Bradley Beal couldn't be stopped. Everybody had it going on that Wizards team. Bench, starters, they put up 154 points on them. Bro, 154.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. They and it looked like they didn't get tired. It looked like they took Westbrook's energy. They didn't get tired, man. They was playing up and down, fast paced.
Yeah. And the passes that Westbrook was completing was ridiculous too.
Yeah, amazing.
I mean, yeah, and the Pacers just put 57 on the Thunder. Every time I think of that game, I just think of Jamal Murray. 57.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Wizards have been playing really good basketball.
Mm-hmm.
See if they keep it up heading in to the play-in. They can keep it into the play-in, of course, because they haven't clinched the playoff spot yet. So
yeah.
But yeah, news. We forgot Dennis Schroeder. He's in protocol, health safety protocol, 10 to 14 days.
Yes.
That's why he hasn't been playing. That's a big hit. That's real hit for the Lakers. That they got to miss him. Hopefully he gets back soon and healthy, because they need him to get out of that playing game. And even if they do get in the playing game, they got to need him in the playoffs.
Yeah, man. Because if this goes, because there's 8 games left. Well, for them, I don't know how many games there is. I know it's got to be around that.
Yeah.
He's out for 10 to 14 days or 14?
Yeah, 10 to 14. So
all right. So yeah, he'll be back as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I think Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine play last night?
Did he?
I think he did. No, I think he didn't. But I think he's cleared.
Well, about time. Well, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, no, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't.
Well, it doesn't matter anymore anyway.
They're not eliminated yet. They have a chance. They have a chance.
Who they gonna pass? Washington?
That's the only team they can.
Let me say something. You just said that's the only team they can, right? Well, yeah. See you next year.
Or the Pacers, possibly. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So that's the news. That's all the news, right?
Yep, that's all the news right there.
Let's go into predictions for tonight's set of games. Starting off with the Suns versus the Cavs. Suns. The Hornets versus the Pistons. Hornets. First primetime game of the night, TNT 7:30. Rematch from Sunday's thriller with one man dropping 49 and another dropping 42. The Brooklyn Nets going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. We got in this rematch.
I got the Nets making a comeback.
Sticking with the Bucks. The Mavericks going against the Heat. No Braun and no Terry.
I got JB in the Heat.
Same. I got Jim Bell in the Heat as well. The Warriors going against the Pelicans.
Yeah,
Pelicans looking to bounce back from their loss last night.
Skip that.
Okay, the Warriors. The Sacramento basketball team going against the Thunder.
Sacramento basketball.
And lastly, TNT 10 o'clock. The Toronto Raptors going up against one of their former players and his team, Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers.
This is the game where the Clippers will clinch their playoff spot.
I think they already have, though.
Oh, they already have?
Yes, they have.
Oh, because of Denver's loss, right?
No, I think they already clinched because somebody else has lost.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say they ain't clinched it yesterday because they didn't play yesterday. So
no,
I didn't know, but okay.
But yeah, the Clippers.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of playoff spots and all that, let's get into seeding changes from what happened last night. Let's see. The Wizards only a half game back of the Pacers from that 9th spot. It could be big.
Yes.
For the playing game, the Wizards getting home court for that one game should be really big for them. Besides that, everything else stayed the same.
Yeah, no big changes.
Yeah, no really big changes. Going to the West, the Jazz won last night, so they just took back the first seed. But if they keep going in that same pattern, the Suns will be the first seed. The Nuggets, they lost. It's still third seed. They're a half game ahead of the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
The Mavericks are fifth, tied with the Lakers, who are sixth. Mavericks have a tiebreaker though.
Mm-hmm.
And the Suns. Trailblazers, with their loss, dropped to seventh. They are a half game back behind the Clippers and the Lakers. The Warriors, with their win, and the Grizzlies lost to the Knicks. The Warriors go up to the 8th seed. Grizzlies drop down to the 9th seed. But the Grizzlies are only a half game back for the Warriors, so anything is possible there. Besides that, everything else stay relatively the same.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep. Anything else?
Real quickly, I want to say this about Melo, but I just wanted to move it on a little bit before I get to it. But you talk about those years that he was blackballed out of the league. You talk about now he's now part of the top 10 all-time scorers passing Elvin Hayes. Let's be honest. He should be number 7 by now. He should be 7 or 8th.
Yeah.
Those years took away so much scoring that we couldn't have seen. He kind of been on this list a long time ago. History kind of been made way back.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's just disappointing, but you see him now. He's playing well. Maybe he can, with the help of CJ and Dame, get Blazers out of the playing game.
Yeah.
But we shall see.
Yeah.
Around 8 games to go, and it's just gonna get tough and tough from this point for these teams to get into certain positions and get into certain playoff spots. So we'll see what happens. But as for now, thanks guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to watching tomorrow's podcast. So you like, share, subscribe, comment, feedback, all that.
Yep. And also follow IG and our TikTok down below.
And of course, I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
This is the Minor Basketball Podcast.